Gaffer, that was better. Great to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, it was. It didn't really matter what competition it was tonight, whether it's league or cup. It's just important to get a win because we've been confidence has been knocked after the recent run, and it was important that we won a game of football, and we're able to do that. Probably could have scored a couple more in the second half, but I was very pleased with the way the lads approached the game tonight.
And a really positive start as well, getting that early goal.
Yeah, it was pleased for Sammy. He's come in and had some good moments off the bench for us, but he's waiting for that first goal or waiting for that first moment to give him a lift. And I just feel with Sammy that wide players, wingers can be unpredictable at the time, can have moments where they frustrate and then moments where they produce. But if you analyse Sam tonight, he scored a goal. He's putting some great crosses, in particular in the first half, a couple of really early crosses where we maybe could have gambled and got a goal from. So we're building Sammy up as his confidence levels as well in himself. And so just pleased to get the win and pleased for the goal.
A number of notable appearances tonight for the first team, likes of Ben Olmert making his first team debut.
Yeah, not a bad start for Ben, getting a clean sheet, and that's good for him. We've got two good keepers who are pushing each other, and we want tough decisions as we go into the weekend, and Ben certainly gives us food for thought.
You also had Derek at the heart defence and Tom Thorpe getting his first start at home. How do you think the two of them did?
Yeah, very pleased with Derek. He's another player who we haven't seen a lot of because of a couple of injuries he's had. But I like Derek. He's a good character, and he's a good footballer. He can pass the ball. He gives us another dimension at the back there. His distribution is excellent. He steps into the midfield and links into the midfield, which is important when teams sit off, like obviously Blackpool did at times tonight. And Thorpe, he's a good player. Tom, he can play in a number of positions. Played for me last year in midfield for 2 games and did very, very well at Bradford. And he's a good player, and he'll get better and better.
You also got the chance to see Alex Samzadi off the bench.
Yeah, Alex, we give him a little run when Procky was tiring. For me, with Alex, he's got a lot of work to do still to be a real contender for the first team. And he had that great game for the under-23s, which we're delighted with. But we've got to keep working with him on the training pitch, and David Lee's going to keep working with him in the 23s to polish up all parts of his game. But yeah, he's bright and he's a bundle of energy, and he's good to have around.
Considering how the League Cup tie went against Blackpool, must have been pleasing as well to get that clean sheet and see the game out today. Yeah,
well, we said to the lads before that we didn't want Blackpool to put us out 2 cup competitions. They'd done it on the first occasion. We weren't prepared to let that happen tonight, and obviously we've got some work to do at Cheltenham away to progress. But I think and look at this competition that we didn't want to go to Cheltenham and that game mean nothing, because I think that would have been a tough old journey down there. So so we go down there with something to play for. As we've said before, this competition, the early rounds, even when it was a knockout stage, are very low-key affairs. But now the group stage has kind of diluted that further. But tonight wasn't about the cup, it was just about us getting back to winning ways, and I'm very pleased with being able to do that.
You said before the game you wanted your players to stake a claim for the place of the weekend. I think they certainly did that today.
Yeah, that's important. It's when you say to players, you're not in the team, or you're being dropped, and you won't be saying you're not in the team, but you've been unlucky, or you're in the team because you've deserved it with your performance. And a few of them have staked a claim to play at the weekend, and we've got a bit of thinking to do. Can have a look at Swindon over the next 24, 48 hours. Obviously, I know really what they're all about, but I'll revisit that, and we'll go down there and we'll set ourselves up to hopefully give them problems, and set a game plan up which we need to stick to gain the result.